Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube video with Tank Group today. And today we're doing, well, boys and girls, we're taking a look at this new, well, I want to say update, but it's not that big to be an update, but then it's not a reward system either, where you can gain free rewards. Unlike the, well, just down here, the Black Friday. Uh, but aside from that, there is some really unique vehicles that if you do want to pick up in this, though, for those players that misses those older tanks, and I'm gonna be saying that here soon. Um, those older tanks that is basically now collectibles. This is a good time to go ahead and collect them up if you do not have these vehicles. And maybe if you're a new player and you want to pick them up, they're very, very cheap. Within a 30% discount, most of them are, except two of them might be like a 10% discount, but still, we got these vehicles coming to us. And these are, well, if you remember, and I don't know if many people will remember this, especially new players will not remember, but you veteran players and older players will remember this about tier 2s and tier 1s being in the game. Well, War Game got rid of them, and now we don't have them. But this will allow us to get a couple of the tier 2 tanks as premiums for a 30% discount, which this is a good time to pick some of them up if you haven't got any of these. And I'm going to be showing you guys, well, basically the earnings that they gain and how much gold that you're going to need and stuff like that to able pick these up. Though, do keep in mind that different countries might have like different prices on these things, but still could be pretty much cheap if you're willing to spend a little bit of money for these, but you don't have to if you don't want to. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get this done and over with. So it is called the Cyber Monday Sneak Peek, the vote opening. We have this right here. You have just one day. Yes, that's right, one day. The add these retired premium tanks to your collection. Don't miss these classic vehicles. It will begin on November 27th at 11:01 UTC time, and it will end at November 28th at 9:59 UTC time. So yeah. Then we have this right here. You can't get them in war chest, so you can't get these in war chest. Makes sense. You haven't seen them in the list list of seasons. Actually, to be honest, I could be wrong. Please miscorrect me if I am wrong about this. But we did see one of them in a season, and that was the Panther 38H. Um, it wasn't one of the seasons, which has been a while ago now. But I know I did a video on it, and I could be wrong. Please miscorrect me if I'm wrong about this in the comments. But I think I'd seen one in the season, which was the Panther 38H. But let's keep on going. Our form or from the vault. Tanks are rare legacy vehicles that are available only on special occasions, including the Cyber Monday, November 27th. So, yeah. And right down here is telling you have a discount of 30% on them, or at least most of them. It's not even all of them. There's only two of them that doesn't have the 30% discount. And then you also can get the colorful combat car, which is a American Tier 2 premium, um, well, light tank. And this down here is covering about if you have friends on Xbox and stuff, you can also give them, well, buy these and then give it, well, gift them the vehicles as well. But I'm not sure how this is going to work because it's saying about you have to be friends with them both on the game and the console. So I'm not sure if this is going to work if you're cross play. The only way I could think of if you do want to give somebody gold to buy these vehicles, buy a PlayStation card if your friend is on PlayStation. So let's say you're on Xbox and you want to give your friend that it plays a PlayStation and you do crossplay, together. So way he can also get these vehicles. The best way of probably doing it is buying them a PlayStation card, probably a $10 card, because the amount of gold you're going to need for most of these tanks are usually $6, $6.99. Which, yeah, PlayStation card doesn't come that low. that come out as low as $10, but that's still not that bad of a price. So let's get right into it. The first tank is the American Tier 2 T22, not T22, T2 light tank. There's two. This thing originally costs 1,290 gold, but it's now costing 900 gold with a 30% discount. So that means you're really saving on this vehicle, and this thing is one of the vehicles that will cost you $6.98. And we'll take a look at this machine as well. And I've already did tank reviews on most of these vehicles except two of them. So yeah, and I really can't like I guess I can't really show you guys those videos and at the end of the video of this video, uh, because I don't think I can put that many videos on here. But I do have playlists, so if you would want to go to my channel and look up my playlist area, I do have playlists for each nation that has these vehicles. So there you go. But this is right here telling you about the damage, um, well the penetration, damage, hit points, max speed, which this vehicle is pretty freaking quick forward, 72 miles per hour, which this machine is just fun at tier 2. The view range, detection, and then also the type of gun, and also all the other modules that is on the vehicle. So yeah, again, if you want to know more about this vehicle or look at these stats in more in depth, I'll be leaving this link down below. So that way, if you guys want to look at this in more depth without my commentary. But this vehicle will give you a credit bonus of 127%, a XP bonus of 175%, a free XP bonus of 5%, and a crew XP bonus of 100%. And this vehicle will be playing up to tier 3. And remember, tier 2 vehicles has a +1 matchmaking. So that is going to be the rushes matchmaking you're going to get in a tier 2 vehicle. Do keep that in mind. This is tier 2s, so they're not going to see tier 4s. Yeah. But this machine is pretty fun at tier 2, bombing team round. It has a nice gun, it's fast, it's just a lot of fun to play this vehicle, if you ask me. But I guess let's go on to the next vehicle as well. The next vehicle is the one that I was talking about, the German Tier 2, the Panzer 38H 735F light tank. This thing would normally cost you 1,090 gold, but because of the discount, you are going to be buying it for 760 gold for 30% discount. And actually, this thing will cost you $4 to buy this one. Unlike this one will cost you 6, this one will cost you $4 to buy. So even more cheaper, yet. I mean, if you want to buy them both, it's going to cost you nearly $14 to buy them both. Plus, also tax. You can't forget about the good old tax to be added as well when you do buy them. But let's take a look at the Panzer 38H. And this machine is also another fun machine. Between this one and the T2 Light is two of my most favorite Tier 2 tanks to play as premiums. Now, I'm not talking about Tech Tree ones. My most favorite tier 2 premiums are between these two. I might have another one, I think, somewhere, but yeah. Again, it's talking about the penetration, the damage, the hit points, speed, which this thing doesn't go that fast, as you can see, 37, the view range, detection, and of course, all the different kinds of modules that comes on the vehicle. The gun, the 3.7 centimeter gun, the turret, the engine, the suspension, and the radio. It will give you a 100% credit bonus, a 170% XP earning rate, a 5% free XP earning rate, and a 150 crew XP rate. And this thing will play up to tier 3 because it is a tier 2 tank. As fast as the gun does reload, though, this machine is pretty well armored at this tier. I mean, if you're facing another one of these machines, they sometimes would have the pre-reload premium too, depend themselves, either in the turret right here or in this area right here is basically their most weakest spots, especially when you start turning the tank and stuff. But again, I did a tank review of this machine. Again, it's another vehicle that I really do like at tier 2. It's basically Minnie Mouse. That's what it is. It's slow, yes, very much slow. Um, especially in reverse. It's slower yet, but still, it's pretty fun watching auto cannons and mostly machine guns. That's mostly what's done here at this tier. There is some actual tank guns, but sometimes you will have to see them loading premium to pen you. Sometimes you can get very lucky to hit these guys and pen with standard, but that's mostly if you get to their size and rear. And these guys are slow, so if you're in something faster, you can do that. You can actually go in circles of them. You know, that's a pretty big idea to do. Next vehicle is the TKS 20, which I haven't done a tank review of this machine yet, but I will be getting that done soon. But this thing would normally cost you 1,100 gold. Again, $6.99. Again, depending on your nation or origins of your nation. But because of the discount, you will buy it for 770 gold for a 30% discount. So in total, that it will also cost you $4. So between these two tanks, a Polish Tier 2 Premium Light tank will also cost you $4. Would I recommend buying all these vehicles? That depends on you. I'm not telling you guys how to use your might. I'm just showing you guys these vehicles, how much they're going to cost you, and tell you how much, and then maybe you can add all that might up if you want to. Math is pretty freaking hard in my head. I know a little bit about it, but I'm not the best at math. And I could definitely get this all wrong for you guys. I really don't want to do that. But let's look at these little tank. It is a pretty interesting tank. Again, it's showing you the penetration of the gun for standard rounds. It has pretty good penetration. 11 damage, which is pretty low. Of course, its hit points, the max speed forward and reverse, then the view range and detection range, and then also the module that it has down here with also the 20 mm gun. Now, this machine though, as it's saying right here, traverse speed, it means the hull, like, because this thing doesn't have a turn, as you can see, it just has a regular hull. This is basically your tankette type of vehicle, but this gun is pretty decent. It has a, I think, a 10 round auto shot. Yeah, right there. Shot per clip, 10 rounds. So you get 10 rounds to shoot in this little 20 mm gun, which does decent amount of damage for 11 damage though. But if you add that all up, 11 damage for 10 shots, that's not bad, I don't think. But this vehicle is not that well armored. The view range is alright, same with the concealment, but if you really want to be sneaky, you can go ahead and throw a camouflage net and a freaking binoculars wrong with, I don't know, your third equipment, whatever you want to put on this vehicle. And then you could also have your commander with like camouflage and binoculars, and just make this vehicle very sneaky. You could probably make it very freaking sneaky, and at tier two. And because this is a tier two, it will play up to tier three, and that's all it will see. So you'll have no worries about this pesky tier four tanks. Basically killing you. The credit earning is 130%. This 30% of credit earning, a XP, 170% XP earning, 5% free XP earning, and 100% crew XP earning. So you do have that to keep the environment. So these things would probably be somewhat good for crew training in some ways. If you just want to play down in here at this low tier, but this machine's armor is probably not to be the best, so being very sneaky, yes. Pushing out is not your. I'm sorry for that, guys. That little cough right there. But pushing out is not your option to do because the armor's not good, and if they either hit your tracks or just be faster than you and get to your rear, you're you're toast. There's nothing you can do. So yeah, the Polish Tier light tank. And I bet some people is probably gonna love this machine. Next machine, I gotta say, is a very tough machine at tier 3. I did a tank review on this machine as well. I do like it, and I think a lot of other people will like it too. It's a French Tier 3 Premium Tank Destroyer, the FCM 36 Pack 40. The thing normally would cost you 1,206 gold. By default, yeah, you can actually would have able to buy it as a $10, but it will cost you 840 gold for this right now, and it's a 30% discount. So that means you can afford it. You can actually afford for $4. It will cost you $4 to buy this Tier 3 Premium Tank Destroyer. That's right, $4.99. If you want to make sure you have enough, I would recommend going for the $6 one, just to make sure. You might have a little bit more gold left over. Not that much gold, but still it's a little gold to have left over. And let's go look at the vehicle. And this machine is pretty good as well for being a tier 3 vehicle. As a premium vehicle, it's a pretty decent vehicle to have. The armor is not the best, the speed is really not the best, but its concealment is pretty freaking decent. The V range is pretty decent this tier. The penetration is pretty nice, especially once you start loading those premium rounds. Damage is nice as well, and hit points is 350. So yeah, again, it's a very nice vehicle, but like I said, it's a very slow vehicle. If you remember me doing my tank review of it, but it's still very nice because of the gun, of the damage, the penetration you get out of that gun. And the gun is a 75 pack 40 gun. Again, down here has all the remaining stats of the gun and all the other stuff. And again, this is telling you how fast it's going to be able to turn to aim. Now, yeah, that's pretty freaking decent. Um, it's it has a 130% credit earning, a 160% XP earning, 5% free XP earning, and a 100% crew XP earning. And this thing will play up to tier 4. Do just keep that in mind, it because this is a tier 3 premium, so it will play against tier 4 vehicles. But in some way, if you put a camouflage net and binoculars on this, you could really boost up your view range, boost up your concealment, and be very sneaky on the battlefield with this machine. And also, don't forget about your crew as well. If you put stuff on there to help both the concealment, um, and also your view range that boosts it up. And also, if you put something on your crew member to help reload your gun a little bit more faster, which I do put on most of my crew. I forgot what the perk is called, but you could really make this thing just deadly at tier 3. Even against those tier 4s, which again, this is a tier 3, so the worstest game you're gonna find in this machine is a tier 4 game. That's the worstest you're gonna find because it still has a +1 matchmaker, just like the tier 2s and tier 1s. So you're kind of safe in somewhat way. You have a decent concealment, like I said, decent view range, and a nice, decent gun. Yeah, you're slow, but does it really matter if you can outspot a medium tank that's equal tiered or somewhat higher tier than you and still take them out pretty freaking easily? I think it is with this real machine. A lot of people probably agree that this little vehicle right here is just a perfect tier 3 vehicle to own in your garage, and I would recommend this one as a tier 3 premium. I think a lot of people would too. Yes, the armor is not the best, but still, if you can make that gun, the accuracy and also the concealment and the view range all work with your ideas, you can make the thing work. Next vehicle, it is probably arguably the worst tier 2 vehicle in this whole lineup, but it really doesn't really matter, does it? You might want it, you might not. It's up to you. This video is just so like if you want to get these vehicles, you can get them if you want them. You don't have to buy them, but if you do, this will get you deciding what kind of vehicle you might want to get. It's Pencil 2D, OS D. Of course, actually, I should have said Pencil 2D, should I? I mean, basically, it would have been a lot more faster. I did say it, but I also said it, whatever. But this thing would usually cost you 1,086 gold. Again, roughly around $6. But because it's on discount for the 30% discount, it's 760 gold. It is still going to cost you $4 to get this machine. So most of these machines are going to cost you $6, except this one is going to cost you a little bit more. Only, actually no, most of these will cost you $4. I am sorry for that, guys. I'm miscalculating myself. So this one right here, the Pencil 38, will cost H is going to cost you $4. This one will cost you $4. This one roughly around $4 to $6, and this one again $4. But this one will cost you around $6 to buy. So do keep that in mind. But the Panzer 2D will cost you $4 because it's only 760 gold. So let's go look at this machine. Again, I did a tank review of this vehicle. It has the, of course, the penetration, the damage, which is 111. Again, not the best. And then hit points, and then max speed is, which is alright speed. Then it has view range, and then, of course, the detectability. Then, of course, the modules of the vehicle with a 2 cm KWK 30 gun. Now, I'm kind of mixed feel about this machine. It's nothing like the standard Tech Tree Panzer II, which if you have played that vehicle back before they took tier 2s and tier 1s away, then you know how the regular Panzer II Tech Tree German light tank works out. It still is one of my favorite tier 2 Tech Tree tanks in the whole game. I gotta say, and that's only on my opinion as a tier 2 Tech Tree vehicle. Which again, I did a tank review of it as well, along with this machine. But it is going to give you a 120% credit earning, a 100%, 170% XP earning, a 5% free XP earning, and a 100% crew XP earning. And this thing will play up to tier 3 as well. Well, it is a tier 2, so yeah, it has that tier 3 matchmaker, like a +1 matchmaking. That all these vehicles has a +1 matchmaking, so you're not going to be worried about seeing a 2-tier advantage. So normally, if you're seeing a tier 2, you're playing a vehicle that's normally has a tier +2 matchmaking, you'll see 2 tiers. So to be honest, if this would have had that, it would be seeing tier 4s, which would make this vehicle suck even more. It would just not able to do anything against those tier 4s. So it would really make this machine just feel so not fun. And that's just putting it at the lottery. I mean, to be honest. Um, because at tier 4, you'll be seeing things like the Hetzer. And the Hetzer with the 105 derp gun, I, if I'm please correct me if I'm wrong about this, but the Hetzer can one shot this thing just with the 105 derp, and that won't be fun playing in a tier 4 game with this vehicle. And the penetration on the Hetzer isn't going to help you really pin it too often than not, too. So, yeah, mm, that's why it's a tier 2 vehicle, and that's why it's only sees a +1 matchmaking. So, anything at tier 3, it can kind of deal with. Sometimes you can find yourself struggling against some kind of vehicle like the Panzer 38H. You can find yourself struggling against that. But besides that, if you want to get this vehicle, it's very cheap. Very, very freaking cheap. All these vehicles are. Next vehicle is the Russian Soviet Tier 2, the Triumph light tank. This is, of course, is a French vehicle, but because of the land lease project during World War II, Russians had some of them. But normally this thing will cost you 1,320 gold, but now it's going to cost you 925 gold with a 30% discount. Did I say how much this has? Oh, this has a 30% discount. I thought it was a 10% discount. Oh, okay. Well, okay. I'm sorry about that, guys. Again, um, yes, this thing will cost you a roughly $6. Um, because the $4 is not going to do this because that's 850 gold. But the $6.99 will give you 1,250 gold. So roughly, yes, it's going to be enough to buy this vehicle. So again, very cheap to buy it. And this is another vehicle that I have not done. This is like the TK20. I have not done tank reviews on these two vehicles yet, but I will be getting there. Don't worry. Again, it's talking about the penetration of the vehicle. 121 for a premium. Wow. It also talks about the damage, the hit points, max speed. Forward is, well, pretty decent. And the view range and the concealment. The view range don't look that good, but yeah. And of course, you have the 2 pounder mark. Is that IX? What is that? What is that? Is that 11? Because that's not 10 and it's not 9. I know that for a fact. Uh, that might be 10. No, it's not 10. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I only know up to 10, and that's it with my own noodles. But still, it gets a 2 pounder gun. And these are, of course, the stats of every module it has on it. But the vehicle will give you 109% credit earning, a 170% XP earning, a 5% free XP earning, and 100% crew XP earning. And again, we'll play up to tier 3. The armor in this machine, yeah, it's not that good. But the gun is, I can't say as many times I've played it, which is not a lot. It does feel like a nice little vehicle to play, because of how decent the gun feels sometimes. But then I don't know. Like I said, I haven't really played it that often, and I will be doing a tank review of this machine, in a little bit more different type of depth. But again, if you want to pick this little machine up, for only $6.99, there you go, or £6 99 pence. Is that how it goes in Europe? I don't really know. Please let me know in the comments. But again, very cheap vehicle if you're willing to buy this machine. And again, it's the Triumph. Like I said, I don't really have too much experience in these two vehicles because I haven't played too many games in them, and I haven't done a video on them yet. So that will be coming out soon, hopefully, so that we maybe make up your mind. Next vehicle, which is the last of the tier 3 vehicles, which is the another Soviet or Russian tier 3 premium vehicle, the LTP light tank. Now, I did a video on, I think, the Christmas version of it, but it's still the same vehicle. But this thing would roughly cost you 1,210 gold, and this thing has a 10% discount instead of a 30, which I thought this thing had 10%, but it does not. So it's going to roughly cost you 1,080 gold. So roughly $6 still. I don't think it's going to cost you any more than that. I mean, if you want to make sure you have enough, $14.99 will do, which is the next price up, which is not that much more expensive to buy, if you want to buy it. You still will have nearly 2,000 gold left over. So yeah, this machine though, it is kind of worth it, and can be please click on it. Thank you. The LTP. I mean, of course, it has the penetration is not that bad, but you know, this is a tier 3 vehicle. And remember what I said about tier 3 vehicles, you will see tier 4s. Of course, the damage, the hit points, the max speed, which is pretty decent forward, but not in reverse, either view range and concealment. So it kind of has a pretty decent view range for tier 3, and concealment as well. And again, it has a 45 mirror 20 KL gun, and also all the stats of each of the modules. This thing will give you 131% on silver earning, and 160% XP earning, 5% free XP earning, and 100% crew XP earning. And this will play up to tier 4. Yeah, that is going to be the downside of this machine, but aside from that, it's pretty quick going forward, not in reverse. But when you're going that fast, it's going to be pretty hard to hit this machine because it's a low profile light tank. The gun does shoot pretty rapidly. It's not auto load or anything like that, but it does shoot pretty quickly. So yeah, it's another vehicle that I would say pretty much get at tier 3 if you want to get it. Again, it's up to you. It's your opinion. Everybody has their own opinions. Buy whatever one that you can afford, which basically if you really want to say to, so you can actually afford them all. Well, one at a time. But remember, you only have one day to get these guys. So, yeah, no telling when they'll come back out. But that's the LTP, which again, I think it's a very nice light tank. I know I probably went in more depth with this vehicle, but the LTP, it's a fun vehicle. But this one, I guess you could say, is more of your silk lovers kind of vehicle. And the last but not least is the combat car. Now, I did a YouTube video on one of these model versions. I think it was the Viper. I think. It's been such a while since I did a review on it, but I'm just going to show you what they all look like. But this vehicle will also give you a 10% discount. Maybe this is the vehicles I was talking about. But normally this will cost you 1,806 gold. With the 10% discount, it will cost you 1,620 gold. So this vehicle is the only one that will 100% will cost $14.99. Yes, you do need that $14.99 to buy this one. This is the only one. Now this one, roughly, it will cost $6. But like I said, if you really want to guarantee that you have enough, the $14 will do. But this one will 100% cost $14. And yeah, you still will have some gold left over, but still, the point is that how much does it cost? Now, again, if you want to buy it, because unlike the other packages where you get one premium tank in each one, you're actually getting there's two, three, four, five, six vehicles, six different. Well, six vehicles that's the same, but they're different colors and stuff. That's the only difference about them. But let's look at it. So this is the Fox, and they all have the same stats, same penetration, same damage, same hit points, max speed. These vehicles are pretty freaking quick. Alright, decent view range, and they're decent concealment. Of course, these vehicles comes with a 50 caliber MG M2. And again, stats of all of the modules down below. And this vehicle will give you 130% on credit earning, a 170% XP earning, a 5% free XP earning, a 100% crew XP earning. And this vehicle gets something that the other vehicles don't get, a provincial matchmaking. What does that mean, Tank? It doesn't see tier 2s. I mean, not tier 2s, tier 3s. Oh my goodness. Oh my freaking goodness. Yes, this vehicle will not see tier 3 guys. What provincial matchmaker vehicle means, and I know maybe this don't seem too common and you don't see this in every vehicle, and every so often you do see it in one type of vehicle. For example, the KV5, or another example, the Type 59, are two other vehicles that gets this. What this means is that the worst matchmaking course you're going to find in these vehicles, because at those tiers, you usually have a +2 matchmaking, right? Where you're going to see, let's say in a tier 8, you're going to see a tier 10 game. But in KB5, you're going to see the worst matchmaking you're going to see is a tier 9. That's it. So possibly that's what you're going to see. But because of this being tier 2, you're not even going to see tier 3s, I don't think. You're mostly going to see those tier 1s and 2s, and that's it. And as fast as this vehicle is and how decent it can just rip other vehicles apart, you really don't have to worry about beating tier 3s, especially tier 4s. So this is 100% a worthy vehicle to pick up. Even if they would sell the standard version to us, I would still pick it up because it gets that provincial matchmaking. Because if it didn't, it would be saying up to tier 3, which it doesn't. It says tier 2. So it gets that provincial matchmaking kind of spread, which really helps it out because, and again, this is a low tier vehicle, so it's really not going to see nothing higher than tier 2 game. I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah, that is the Decent Combat Car and the Fox version of it. Let's look at the Hornet right there. That's what the Hornet looks like. Again, it has all the same thing as the other one does. So we looked at the Hornet. Let's look at the Viper. Nice colors on the Viper. Again, everything is basically the same. Nothing too different there. We did the Viper. So let's look at the Kraken. Kraken has a nice, like a little bit like a blue to it as well. Again, nice vehicle to own. And again, you get all six of these vehicles if you pay 1,620 gold. We did it correct, and so where's the Python? That kind of blends with it because the green is kind of like a jungle kind of feel towards it. But again, the Python, tier 2 light tank, and last but not least, the Shark. Yeah, that's nice colors to it too. The Shark, and again, it has all the stats towards it normally. Um, yeah, that is basically every tank. Now, I guess say personally, this tank would be definitely worth getting. But other ones I would prefer is the T2 Light and the Panzer 38H are the other two tier 2 tanks that I would prefer simply because this vehicle has decent armor and this vehicle is just so much fun going around your enemies. As a tier 3 premium, this vehicle will be your pick. Um, you can make this vehicle work, but again, whatever vehicle you want to pick there, guys, you know how much it's going to cost now, and make sure you look how much money it's going to cost for your nation as well, because different nations might have a different price for the vehicles. I don't know. Just know by way looking at how much it would be for me, and whatever how much it might be for Jens. I have no clue for everybody around the world, but that is definitely about the tier twos. If you want to get these vehicles, go ahead and pick them up. They're very cheap to buy. Remember, they begin on November 28th and will end on November 20th. I'm sorry, I messed up. They will begin on November 27th and end on November 28th. So you only have a day to pick these things up and choose. Even though this video is coming out, hang on, let me check for you guys. This video is coming out on the 25th, so we have one more day to wait until this update comes, and then we have that full day, to figure out if we want to get these vehicles. I have them all, but again, if you guys want to pick these vehicles up, this is a good time to do that. Like I said, I wish that they can bring back the tier ones and twos again, but Wargaming just have not done that. Um, you know, there you go. Tier 1, Tier 2 premiums, and two Tier 3 premiums if you want to pick them up. 30% discount on most of these vehicles except two, which is this one and this one, are the only two vehicles that will cost a little bit more with a 10% discount. But aside from that, there you go. Some rare vehicles to pick up if you want them. And if you don't want them, don't have to pick them up. Let me know which vehicle you're going to pick there, guys, or which one you're more excited to pick up and play at tier 2 or maybe a tier 3 vehicle. Which one are you excited for? Which one are you going to pick? Let me know in the comments, please. I want to know which vehicle you're just going to decide to get. Please let me know. I like to know. Like, it's pretty exciting to know what you guys are going to pick. But that's probably going to be it for this video there, guys. I hope you guys really did enjoy this video. If you guys did, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to. And like always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye for now.